everybody, and welcome here as we get set to continue on the season for the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series, getting set here for race number 19 of the season. As we are here, we were supposed to be at Salem, which is a track that really brought about some great racing last season. Unfortunately, though, I didn't keep the track, and I cannot find the track. The place that originally had it, Desmond Racing, has gone down. They don't have the track anymore, so I wasn't able to find it. So we are here tonight at another track that's debuting. How ironic, since we ended up going last week to Pikes Peak. That was a track that debuted. It's been a season for debuting tracks. Rio de Janeiro also debuted here. Thornton debuted. But we're getting set tonight to go racing at Hillside under the lights. This should be very interesting. This should give us a very interesting idea of what we can expect here with potential chase spots on the line. The Pizza Hut X Series race tomorrow night, and in 2 nights' time, the Hersheys Cup Series main event. Joshua Ciculli lines up on the pole. Let's get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Alongside of him is K Farrell, who is a driver that comes in right now in one of those 5 coveted spots in the top of the point standings. He is 4th in the points. Tonight's going to be interesting, too, with it being a debut race, because the point standings are really close amongst the top 4. We have a tie for the points lead right now between K Shearer and Daniel Olson. 7 points back is Daniel Gilbert, and 8 points back is K Farrell. This is going to be a very interesting race here tonight to see what kind of a point shakeup we're going to have. That final spot in the point standings right now, 5th in points, is held currently by Steven Gonzalez. But you got Paul Minnick, David Culpepper, Stephen Pollard III, Seth Cole, Chloe Ericsson, Quentin Moore. They're all on the outside, knocking on the door, trying to get in to that top 5. What are we going to see tonight? I don't know. Can't wait to find out. 20 laps of racing here tonight at Hillside. We are green. Ciculli gets the lead, and looks like Phil Parker trying to get the inside of Caleb Farrell. Can't do it. Farrell will keep the spot. Now he's actually going to go to the inside of Ciculli using the bumper. And Farrell, by half a car length, will lead the first lap. Well, so far I'm liking what I'm seeing here, and they are going to try 3 wide. No, they're not. Woo! K Shearer nearly got stuck in the middle there. Elijah Gilbert getting to the inside as Noah Cars now will move into the 4th position, now goes to 3rd, bypassing Ciculli, who's stuck in the outside line. It sounded like somebody was idling. Well, I guess not. 3 wide now for the race lead. Noah Cars to the bottom. Gilbert through the middle. Caleb Farrell left out to dry on the high side as Noah Cars will go to the point. Everybody, it's like a mass migration to that inside line. Culpepper now going to move low. Here comes Christian Merrick Jr. Is he going to think about 3 wide going into turn 1? Nope. Instead, it's going to be double wide, but they are 3 wide further back. Noah Cars nearly getting 3 wide with Elijah Gilbert, as now Christian Merrick Jr. goes to the top spot. Here comes Carson Gum to the bottom. Seems like nobody can hold the lead here. And now Carson Gum gets shuffled out of line by A Navarro, who finished 2nd place the last time we were in a Hersheys Cup Series non-charter race. It looks like the caution's out. Caution for the first time here tonight. It took them 5 laps to have that yellow flag, though. That's pretty impressive, and a lot of lead changes up at the front. It's like an incident going down into turn 3. Well, up into turn 3, rather, with the way the skid marks look. So as we are under caution for the first time here tonight, Christian Merrick Jr. showing the way. It looks like Alex Miller and Quentin Moore sustained some damage from the turn 3 incident. So as we're under yellow, let's look back at a replay of what put us under the caution for the first time tonight at Hillside. Well, for a brief moment out of 2, they were 4 wide. Miller, Henley, Ryan George, and Quentin Moore. And I think the contact's going to be between the 75 and the 57 right there. Hooks Miller up into Ryan George, and Quentin Moore going to be along for the ride as well. John Cittadino, don't know if, well, yeah, he's going to get a little bit of damage right there, but not much. Just a little slight bit of contact. A little more contact for the right front of Ryan George's machine, and Quentin Moore, Alex Miller are the 2 that are left there at the scene of the accident, but both were able to continue. There was also an issue that happened with, I think it was Chloe Ericsson. We're going to have to look at that for just a moment, see what happened, because I saw her down the apron like something was amiss on that Ford Mustang. And there is Ericsson just returning back to the racetrack. Had to wait for the field to go by before she gets back on track. Now what happened with her was actually just under pacing. They all slowed down in the turn 4 area, and Chloe Ericsson went down to the apron. Then when tried merging back onto the track, that little area there, that yellow line, that was the area there where the 46 ended up getting stuck, had to teleport to pit road, and now she's off the lead lap as a result. Currently 1 lap down in the 42nd position. Quentin Moore, Alex Miller, Ryan George, all of them still on the lead lap, still continuing on. A couple of them did come to pit road to repair a little bit of the damage as we'll get set for the restart on lap 8, or make that lap 9 of 20, giving us 12 laps to go. It's Christian Merrick Jr., Angel Navarro, who I was going to mention before we had that caution come out. He finished second the last time out at Daytona. So he's trying to look for his first win of the season. Carson Gum third. Fourth is Daniel Olson. And right now in the final 3 transfer spots to make it into the main event would be David Culpepper, Stephen Pollard III, and Noah Cars. Dougie Shears in 8th, Elijah Gilbert in 9th, and Daniel Gilbert. Complete your top 10. Right now, Daniel Olson, according to our live point standings, would be the points leader. Green flag back out here at Hillside. Merrick Jr. makes very quick work of Chloe Ericsson, who is up to speed. So that's going to be a difficult pass for Navarro to have to make. He may not have to worry about it. Here comes Carson Gum to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll go to second. Daniel Olson follows in his tire tracks into third. And now Olson wants second place. Meanwhile, race leader may have some company in a moment. Chloe Ericsson going to try and get her lap back. She's closing on the back bumper of that Target Chevrolet. Meanwhile, SP3 moves to position 2. Dougie Shears right behind him, and here's Ericsson trying to get back on the tail end of the lead lap. She's going to leave the door open for somebody to maybe make a move for the win, or not the win, but for the lead. Wow, not the win. We're only halfway, and it will be Dougie Shears who will go to the point. Gilbert will move to second. LaPlante now moving to third. Dougie Shears trying to pick up his first win in forever. And now Gilbert to the bottom of the racetrack. That inside line moves, but it seems so hard to hold. We see so many drivers slip up, especially on the exit of 4. Austin LaPlante, our winner from the Glen, trying to get his second win of the season. Oh, almost getting into that left rear quarter panel. Now he'll get to the inside going into 3. Caleb Farrell now right behind him, and the pole sitter J Ciculli. So our front row has worked its way back up here. Farrell, who started outside the front row, Ciculli, who started on the pole position, now running second and third. Whoa! Farrell gets loose through the corner. Ciculli's going to make it 3 wide for the race lead down the back straightaway into 3. And he will make it work. Lying in wait, Joshua Ciculli. Big time pass there for the race lead. Now David Culpepper. Well, I thought Culpepper was going to make a move. Not going to be able to. Matt McIntyre now to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Nick Gunther. Here comes Becca Tellier, Seth Cole, Cole Deaver. A lot of new faces popping up to the front. And look at this. We're 3 wide, about 2-3 rows deep here now at Hillside. I think they're starting to get very comfortable with how they can drive this racetrack. The Buick of Matt McIntyre out in front, trying to get Buick its first win in the Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series. Trouble in the back. That's Chris Dollerton spinning. Elijah Gilbert collected. The yellow flag out. They'll race it back. 5 laps to go. Who's going to get it at the line? Seth Cole by a splitter. We may get back green, but we have our second caution of the evening. It started on the back straightaway, worked its way over into turn number 3, and it swept up a number of drivers that were just inside the top 10. Matter of fact, Dollerton might have saved it. He was the car I saw around, and he's in 9th place now. I think he's saved it. But Elijah Gilbert I saw go sideways in 3. So Seth Cole out in front. Cole nearly won at Daytona last time out. He's already won this season at Charlotte, and he's out in front here in the closing stages of this race at Hillside. But for the moment, we're going to step aside, take a look at a replay, hopefully come back and be able to go green at least for maybe a 1-lap shootout, maybe a green-white checker. It's going to be another 4-wide situation here out of turn number 2. Watch right here. You're going to see the 33 of Ciculli steps out on him. Becca Tellier is going to get to the inside. but Gilbert's to the inside of her, and Chris Dollarton's down on the extreme inside line. The contact's going to start right here between Dollarton and Gilbert. That sends Gilbert up into Tellier. Now, there you see, the 12 was the first car I saw snap around, but he's going to keep his foot in the throttle and save it. Gilbert not so lucky. He slides up the track, collects LaPlante, Henry Nova, and Caleb Farrell as well. And, oh, wow, big hit right there for Daniel Gilbert in the 4. Third in the point stands, and then K Shearer, co-points leader coming to this race. Up and over end, flipping there on the apron. That was 2 of the 4 drivers that came into this race less than 8 points out of the points lead. Oh, and then Paul Minnick gets into it as well, and more drivers. Stultz, Cittadino, Parker, and Minnick's upside down. We had about 3 cars now that flipped over. LaPlante flipped over, Shearer flipped over, and Paul Minnick. Wow, that wreck got even worse than it was originally looking to be. And there you see K Shearer, he teleports to pit road. Daniel Gilbert is smoking. The top 5 in the point stands could be blown wide open after tonight. Hello. Lights are out atop the pace car. We'll go back green. 1 lap shootout to decide it all here at Hillside. Seth Cole leads the way over Matt McIntyre. Cole Deaver in 3rd. Stephen Pollard III in 4th. Joshua Ciculli 5th, with Nick Gunther and Becca Tellier currently in possession of the final transfer spots into the main event. They're going to have to hold off Chris Dollarton, David Culpepper, Dougie Shears there, 8th, 9th, and 10th here on this final restart of the evening. Seth Cole looking for his 2nd win of the season, as is Cole Deaver. However, Matt McIntyre, Stephen Pollard III, and Joshua Ciculli, they're looking for their 1st win of their non-charter career. Here we go then. 1 lap shootout, green flag, white flag displayed at the same time. Can Seth Cole hold him off for 4 more corners? And McIntyre going to try and get a run here into 3 and 4. If he can get to the inside, he may have him. Pollard going for 3rd. Seth Cole just got to keep his car on the bottom. Through turns 3 and 4. McIntyre not close enough to make a challenge. Seth Cole picks up win number 2 of the season here tonight at Hillside. And it looks like everybody that was 1st through 7th on that restart finished 1st through 7th and will transfer into the main event. Last time out at Daytona, Seth Cole jumped up 6 spots in the points to 9th. He'll jump up more spots after a win here this evening at Hillside. And I'll tell you what, I am pretty doggone excited to see how this racetrack is going to play into the Pizza Hut X Series as well as the Hershey's Cup Series main event. I think this was a good track to come to. Standings should be official. We will take a look at them now. Seth Cole will transfer in with his win. Matt McIntyre there in 2nd. Cole Deaver 3rd. Pollard comes home in 4th. Nick Gunther 5th with Ciculli and Becca Tellier completing your top 7. Just missing out, Chris Dollarton in 8th. 9th for David Culpepper and Dougie Shears finishing in 10th. But what about those 4 drivers that came into this race? 8 points separated for the points lead. Daniel Olson brings it home in 19th. Caleb Farrell, who started on the outside of the front row, in 23rd. And then we saw those 2 drivers, Daniel Gilbert and K Shearer, get involved in that incident, our 2nd caution. Gilbert finishes 38th. K Shearer in 42nd, joined by Phil Parker, Zachary Stultz, Paul Minnick, John Cittadino, and Austin LaPlante in the garage area. So, Daniel Olson will probably stay in the top 5 in points. Caleb Farrell will probably stay in the top 5 in the points, but we may see a couple of drivers pop up into the top 5 after their runs this evening, namely SP3 and race winner Seth Cole. We'll have to see if that's the case as we are getting closer and closer to this season coming to a close, and 5 drivers in this series will get 5 vacant charter spots in Season 5 of the Hershey's Cup Series. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's race from Hillside. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a video like. I certainly enjoyed it. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown your full finisher results, and here come your point standings. You're seeing them right now, heading into next week's race, which next week is actually going to be 2 weeks, because we are not going to see these guys until Kentucky for the next race. We're going to somewhere next week for only the Hershey's Cup Series Charter Series, and it's escaping me where that place is right now. But anyway, I'll let you guys know during the Pizza Hut X Series and Hershey's Cup Series main event races later on this weekend. Tomorrow night, it's Pizza Hut X Series. It's their penultimate race of the regular season. And then we have our 24th race of the season for the Hersheys Cup Series main event to cap off this race weekend. We'll see you guys next time as you've been watching Production NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.